After 9/11, I felt compelled to do something. I lived in Boston at the time, and I thought I could go down and volunteer because I do a form of body work. And I'd heard they were doing massage and all kinds of things, acupuncture and chiropractic down at Ground Zero. So I thought I would go down and volunteer for a day at a firehouse. Well, when I got there and I knocked on the door, I will never forget that moment for as long as I live. The pain, the stoic suffering, it was so much bigger than what we were getting on television up here in Boston. It was a magnitude of such horror that for anybody to be in the middle of that and experiencing that, you saw it written on their face. And that's what I saw on the face of this firefighter. I told him I did this unusual work and he should try it, and he said, "We're fine, thank you very much." He was not fine, so I said, I insisted. I said, you really should try this work, it's very different. And he said, okay, well, let me go check with the boss. And then he came back and he said, okay. And he trudged up the stairs like I was taking him to the principal's office. And we got upstairs and I asked him to sit down and I put my hands on him. And all of a sudden I knew he didn't want this body work, but he was sitting in this chair to make me feel better. For that man to have gone through what he had been through, and now he was worried about my feelings, it blew me away. It touched me so deeply that they were still caring, they were still trying, they were still gonna take care of us, even though they had been through this horrendous event. And thank God my work got through to him and his pain disappeared and he was smiling. And now we had a whole different relationship, one where I had actually given to him and taken care of him. It made me feel incredible to do something, to make a difference after all they had been through. The reason I started the Jessica Locke Firefighters Fund was because I found the conditions in the firehouses were really abominable. They had cockroaches and mice, they had bare electric wires, backed up toilets, they had prison mattresses. I call them, they were just flat cotton, lumpy mattresses on a spring, just a flat spring, so when you sat down on the bed it collapsed into a V. And these guys were big and burly and muscular, and how they were sleeping on these things, it was appalling to me. After I saw this, I started writing letters to CEOs of companies telling them what I had seen, and they offered to send me beds. So I was able to get beautiful beds with box springs, and I got sheets, and they needed dishwashers. Oh, their dishwasher, the whole front panel was off. The door was held on by a bungee cord. And all this money pouring in after 9/11, and these guys were living like this. Post-traumatic stress disorder is a huge problem in the fire department. They had never been through an event such as this, so nobody really knew how it was going to affect them. The Jessica Locke Firefighters Fund provides alternative health care for firefighters whose medical needs aren't met by standard medical care. We see a lot of post-traumatic stress. That's primarily what we are dealing with, and chronic pain issues, which are very well met by this work that I personally do, the Alexander technique, as well as massage, Reiki, acupuncture, other stress-reducing therapies have been very effective. Since 9/11, There have been 22 suicides. There have been a lot more undocumented suicides in the New York City Fire Department. There have been 55 terminations, firefighters being thrown out on the street who had impeccable service records. And one of the most important things we do is to advocate on the behalf of these firefighters. When you call 911, these guys come. And it's only right and fair that they have somebody to come for them when they need it. And that's what the Firefighters Fund does. We're there for them.